God is saying, let's go, chosen one. This isn't a random message, it's a divine instruction, a spiritual summons straight from the heavens. Not next month, not next year, tomorrow. Pack everything, not just your bags, but your mindset, your spirit, and your surroundings, because what you've prayed for, wept over, and battled through is finally arriving. If you're hearing this, it's not by chance, it's confirmation. You were guided here, intentionally, for this moment. Your season of stillness is over. The delay has been broken. Heaven has already released the word, and it carries power that is shifting everything in the unseen. The promise is no longer pending, it's in motion. So get your house in order. Pack in faith, speaks in faith, move in faith. God isn't asking you to understand, He's commanding you to trust. When He says go, your obedience becomes the key that unlocks a door already opening. The move may be sudden, but it's not random, it's strategic. The blessing may come fast, but it's been forged through your endurance. And before we dive deeper into this life-altering truth, pause now and do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and type 99 in the comments to signal your agreement with this divine moment. You're not just typing, you're releasing a declaration, I'm ready. If your chest is burning and something inside you is rising, that's your spirit recognizing the truth it's been waiting for. This is your moment of alignment. This is your shift into motion. God said, let's go, and He meant it. Tomorrow isn't just a date, it's your divine appointment. When God speaks, the universe moves. This hour was written into your life. Before you were born, you've wrestled through years of fear, doubt, and delay. You've cried out for change in the dark, and now, the breakthrough has been signed and sealed in heaven. Everything is aligning, even if you can't see it yet. What's coming won't just change your day, it will change your destiny. Like a captain summoning the crew, God is calling you to rise. This is not a general blessing, it's personal. Your journey, your pain, and your persistence, it all led to this. Tomorrow is the doorway, and on the other side, not just survival, transformation. A life you never imagined, now within reach. The divine clock is ticking, and your destiny draws near. Are you ready to answer the call? This is more than a physical move. It's a sacred repositioning of your soul. God is transitioning your identity from an old timeline into a new realm of glory, healing, and abundance. To enter this next season, you must pack more than clothes. You must prepare your spirit, mind, and heart. Picture your suitcase filled with faith-worn scars, hard-won victories, and lessons born of fire. But you must also leave things behind. Old wounds, toxic ties, regrets, and beliefs that kept you small. Like a traveler shedding weight to catch a flight, you're being asked to release the burdens that delay your ascent. This sacred packing requires trust, faith that God has already prepared a place overflowing with provision and favor. The countdown has already begun. Though invisible, every second is infused with divine momentum, like the charged silence before a rocket's launch. What once felt like delay was God building pressure for breakthrough. You've been primed for liftoff, and the timer is nearing zero. The shift will be sudden, unstoppable, and life-altering. Right now, you stand between 2 realities, the familiar world of pain and limitation, and the new one God has designed for your expansion. This in-between space is sacred, a spiritual chrysalis where transformation unfolds. The old tested you, shaped you, even wounded you, but it no longer defines you. To move forward, you must cut the chains of what no longer serves your calling. This isn't just about movement, it's dimensional elevation. You are stepping into a life of peace, honor, and divine alignment. Trust this process. Though the past echoes in your memory, your soul is being summoned into a reality handcrafted by God, where purpose, power, and promise await. Align yourself with your highest calling, for your greatest blessings are no longer distant, they're imminent. You are stepping into a divine reality, untouched by the chaos and constraints of the old world. In this new realm, divine order prevails, abundance flows freely, and your soul is finally free to rest, rise, and flourish. Picture entering a space where every door opens without resistance, where favor surrounds you like air, and your gifts are embraced, not ignored. This isn't fantasy, it's the fulfillment of a divine promise, crafted long ago to match the dreams and prayers seeded deep within you. It's not just a transition, it's a rebirth. Your spirit is being renewed. Your purpose will blaze with a clarity and power the past could never contain. You've always felt different, set apart, and now you know why you are chosen. not for your perfection, but for your perseverance, for the faith that carried you through loneliness, rejection, and misunderstanding. Now comes the extraction. God is lifting you from the barren wastelands of striving and placing you in a land of overflowing grace. This isn't a promotion, it's a spiritual relocation. No longer will you fight to be seen or scramble for scraps of encouragement. You're being seated at a table prepared for you, in full view of the forces that tried to break you. And once God moves you, no power on earth or in hell can reverse it. For years, you've tasted delay, watched doors stay shut, and questioned why others advanced while you remained still. But now God is flipping the script. What felt like delay was divine development, and now acceleration is upon you. Not slow, not subtle, this move will be fast, fierce, and undeniable. Time lost will be restored, closed doors will fly open, and when others ask how it all changed so quickly, they won't see the quiet years of faith, the midnight prayers, and the unshakable trust. What was once a crawl will now become a supernatural sprint. But this divine momentum waits for no one. You must be ready to move when God says now. Stay grounded, stay obedient, and stay watchful. This is not the time to doubt. It's the time to ride the wave of favor that is carrying you from delay into destiny, from wilderness into wonder. The shift is not coming, it has begun, and it won't be gentle. It will be sudden, miraculous, and irreversible. Your future depends on what you are willing to release now. The door to your next season will not open if your hands are still clinging to the pain of yesterday. God is urging you to release the bitterness, the guilt, and the broken memories that haunt you in the quiet of night. That baggage can't enter. The promise, what you refuse to surrender, becomes the very thing blocking your blessing. Letting go isn't weakness, it's a sacred strength. Forgiveness isn't about making others right, it's about setting you free. That relationship you fought for, the dream that died, the past version of you, they all served their purpose. But dragging them into tomorrow will only rob the joy from your new beginning. God isn't punishing you, He's clearing space for better love, deeper peace, renewed health, and overflowing favor. Release is the doorway to revelation. When your heart lets go, your eyes will finally see what God has been preparing behind the scenes. This is the moment to loosen your grip on the past and open your hands to what's coming. Don't delay your destiny by clutching what no longer serves it. Let go, something better is already waiting. You were never here by accident. Every tear, every heartbreak, every strange detour was part of a divine design. God, the master architect, has aligned every detail with precision. People, timing, resources, even your pain. What looked like loss was actually preparation. Alignment isn't perfection, it's positioning. You've been stretched, refined, and recalibrated for such a time as this. Without the fire, you wouldn't be ready for the crown. And now, quietly and divinely, everything is falling into place. Your gift is meeting your assignment. Your healing is aligning with your purpose, and your preparation is merging with your promotion. Looking back, you'll see it all mattered. Every delay was divine. Every step was intentional. You were never forgotten, only being positioned. And when God moves you, it won't be quiet. You'll vanish from your old life like morning mist. The ones who once had access won't know where you went, and that's okay. This isn't abandonment, it's transformation. Just as Joseph rose from prison to palace in an instant, your elevation will be sudden and undeniable. You're not merely shifting places, you're ascending dimensions. The old, wounded, overlooked version of you is being retired. God is reintroducing you with new favor, wisdom, and spiritual authority. Where you once pleaded to be seen, you will now lead. Where you were dismissed, you will be celebrated. It's not ego, it's elevation, and you don't need to explain the shift. Let the exit be quiet and the entrance divine. The time has come to cross over. There will be a holy moment when you realize you don't belong where you used to be. Old spaces feel too small. Old conversations feel empty. And what you once tolerated now feels suffocating. That's not pride, that's purpose. That's elevation, when your energy shifts, not by chance, but because your spirit has grown beyond the limits of your past. You're no longer who you once were, and your soul's frequency no longer aligns with where you've been. At first, the change may feel confusing. You'll wonder why the old places, people, or habits no longer feel right. But that discomfort is not a crisis, it's confirmation. God is gently severing ties with what you've outgrown because your next chapter requires a stronger, more awakened version of you. This is spiritual expansion, subtle, sacred, and unstoppable. Your new peace, clarity, and vision cannot breathe in the atmosphere designed for your former self. Honor the shift. Don't shrink to be accepted in places God has already led you out of. The past may call, but the future has already answered. Walk forward even if others don't understand. This isn't abandonment, it's alignment. The shift in your energy is divine proof. Your new timeline has already begun. You've endured seasons where you were overlooked, underpaid, and undervalued, but you were never forgotten. You were being refined, not rejected. And now, God is ushering you into a path, not just better, but blessed, poured over with divine favor, and built on 4 pillars: respect, wealth, health, and peace. This is your inheritance. Respect means no more begging to be seen. God will place you where your value is recognized without explanation. Wealth means provision, overflow, and generosity without fear of lack. Health is alignment, body, mind, and spirit restored. Anxiety broken, strength returning, and peace, that holy stillness, will guard your life like a fortress. These promises are no longer distant hopes. They are becoming your new normal. But you won't find them in the familiar. They live in the sacred unknown, the place where obedience walks and comfort can't follow. Step into it boldly. The future God has prepared is too beautiful to be polluted by the past. Yes, the betrayal, the heartbreak, and the wounds, they were real, but they have no place in the palace God is leading you into. Don't carry ashes into your next chapter. You've survived the fire. Now it's time to rise from it. Forgiveness isn't just peace with others, it's peace with you. You've held yourself captive to shame and regret long enough, but God already released you. Now it's your turn to release what broke you. You don't need to protect the scar. You need to heal. Not because the pain was small, but because your calling is too great to remain stuck in it. This is restoration. This is redemption. And this is the path you were born to walk. But you cannot enter this next realm carrying the bitterness, rage, or unresolved trauma of your past. That old pain has no place in the new place God is leading you to. Lay it down like shedding a heavy coat. Walk lighter, love, freer, laugh deeper. This new chapter doesn't require the armor that once protected you. It asks for your openness, your softness, your healed heart. Make no mistake, this is not a minor shift or a passing season. It is a full divine relocation. Your spiritual zip code is changing. The very atmosphere surrounding your life is being rewritten. You're not simply leveling up, you are crossing into a whole new realm of identity, influence, and impact. This relocation will touch every part of your being, your relationships, your finances, your mindset, and your mission. Just as Abraham had to leave the comfort of the familiar to inherit the promise, you too are being called out of what's known into what's destined. Others may not see the shift at first, but you will feel it, deep in your bones, in your prayers, and in the stillness of your peace. The old cycles are broken. The doors that once closed in your face are now opening with ease. This is not just a transition. This is a divine migration. So don't treat it like a temporary stay. Don't pack light. This move is permanent. God is not returning you to what once was. You've grown too much, endured too much, seen too much to ever go back to average. This relocation is sacred. It is heaven sent. Walk in it, trust it, own it. You are not who you were, and this new realm is the stage where your true self rises. Let this final truth settle in your spirit. You were chosen, not by coincidence, not by mistake, but by a God who knows your heart, has witnessed your pain, and marked your life with favor. This timeline, overflowing with healing, purpose, breakthrough, and legacy, was set aside just for you. You didn't earn it through perfection. You were qualified through your obedience, your faith, your endurance. There were moments you nearly gave up, times you questioned if you mattered, but God saw you in the silence, in the heartbreak, in the struggle to keep going. And now heaven has answered. The decree is clear. You are mine, and I am taking you higher. The storm didn't destroy you. The fire didn't consume you. And now you will rise not only for your sake, but for all who are connected to your obedience. So step forward boldly. The crown has already been placed. The door has already opened. The favor is already flowing. This is your moment, not to blend in, but to lead. Not to question, but to receive. This new timeline carries your name, etched into eternity itself. Wear it with reverence, walk in it with authority, worship through it with awe. and never again doubt that you were chosen for such a time as this. What you thought was delay was divine strategy. God doesn't operate on human calendars. He moves on eternity's rhythm. While you waited, heaven was working. While you doubted, angels were dispatched. What felt like silence was simply the sacred pause before divine alignment. His timing was never late, it was perfect. It's loaded with supernatural intent, because God's delays were never meant to deny you. They were designed to develop you. There were impurities in your heart that had to be refined. People in your life who needed to be removed before they could sabotage the blessing, and levels of faith you had to reach before receiving what He's about to release. Had it come earlier, it would have crushed you. But now you're ready. You've endured, you've grown, you've waited well, and heaven is responding. The divine alignment of time is unfolding even now. Things that once took years will unfold in days. Connections will appear suddenly. Opportunities will pursue you. The acceleration that once passed you by is now returning to overtake you. God's timing is soaked in purpose, and what's coming will prove exactly why it had to take this long. You'll be grateful He didn't move a moment sooner. So take heart. Silence is not absence, and waiting is not abandonment. What God has scheduled for you cannot be cancelled, delayed, or denied by any man. It's arriving right on time, in His time, and when it does, it'll come with confirmation, clarity, and a supernatural pace you won't be able to explain. It'll be obvious God was never late. He was just working in realms you couldn't yet see. If you feel a pull towards something that makes no logical sense, this is your confirmation. It's not confusion, it's divine current. A holy momentum is tugging at your spirit, calling you into something greater. You're not being led by chance, you're being drawn by purpose. The unrest in your heart, the dreams that keep waking, the nudge to move forward, they are signs. You are being carried by a river, not of man, but of God. To others, your steps may seem reckless or irrational, but you're not operating by human logic. You're flowing in a heavenly rhythm, and the path ahead, though unfamiliar, is sacred. The reason the familiar no longer feels right is because it can't contain the next version of you. Like a river pulling a boat forward, God is removing the oars from your hands. You won't have to strive, you'll flow. You won't have to knock, doors will part like seas. But to move with this current, you must surrender to it. Trust the direction, even when it doesn't make sense, because the destination is divine. Your soul knows it's being called somewhere holy. That's why you can't settle. That's why you can't stay still. So stop resisting. Stop explaining. Stop trying to map a journey that is guided by the Spirit. Trust the current. Trust the tug. You are being led not by chaos but by the Creator, and He is taking you to a place no eye has seen, no ear has heard, but your spirit already recognizes as home. And yes, things are shaking: relationships, jobs, routines, systems. They're breaking apart, not by accident but by divine dismantling. God is tearing down what once supported you, because it can no longer sustain who you're becoming. What once felt like security is now suffocation. What once was your foundation is now your limitation. It's crumbling so something greater can rise in its place. This isn't to destroy you, it's to free you. The discomfort you feel isn't failure. It's your soul outgrowing the shell it once fit in. Like a butterfly breaking free from its cocoon, you cannot stretch your wings while staying confined. God is tearing down the walls you once hid behind, revealing the instability of things you thought were solid, because He is laying a new foundation, one that cannot be shaken. He won't allow you to remain in systems, relationships, or environments that restrict your growth. The breakdown is the birthplace of your breakthrough. What once felt like home now feels heavy, and that's not coincidence, it's divine agitation. Relationships are being uprooted, opportunities are vanishing, and familiar spaces now feel toxic. Why? Because your spirit has risen, and your old world can no longer carry your new assignment. You were never called to comfort, you were called to clarity. God is not punishing you. He's positioning you for more. So stop resisting the crumbling. Let the old collapse. Let the ashes fall where they may. This isn't remodeling, it's a full reconstruction from the inside out. What's ahead is deeper, stronger, and eternally aligned with heaven. The old was temporary, the new is foundational. There's a difference between escaping and being called out. What's happening isn't running, it's rising. God is lifting you from spaces that served their season but can no longer hold your future. This is not quitting, it's graduating. And yes, people will notice the change. They'll say you've shifted, and they're right. You've healed, You've matured. You've evolved. You don't fit anymore because you're no longer who you were. You're not retreating from pain, you're ascending to purpose. And though the climb may be steep, it is sacred. Elevation requires separation, not because you're better, but because your calling is different. Higher altitudes demand clearer focus, fewer distractions, and divine stillness. So expect some people to drift away. Expect old habits to no longer satisfy. Don't mourn the losses, celebrate the lifting. When God promotes, He does so with purpose. If He's moving you, it's because He's multiplying what He placed inside you. Walk boldly into this exit. It's not the end, it's the ascent. What looked like a collapse was actually launch preparation. And when you arrive at the place God has prepared, you'll understand it was never an escape, it was elevation all along. This is the season where doors will no longer slam shut. Missed chances are being restored not because of luck, but because heaven has declared it's your time. And when God opens a door, no man, no system, no delay, and no force of darkness can close it. What you're about to walk into isn't based on connection, it's based on covenant. Divine favor has your name on it. You've knocked on doors that never opened. You've wept at thresholds that stayed closed. But now the door is not just opening, it's unlocking a future that was always yours.